Ethan, a 16-year-old high schooler, decided to walk home after spending the afternoon at his friend's house. It was only a few blocks away, and he liked the calm of the neighborhood streets at dusk. The golden glow of the streetlights lit his path, and he hummed softly to himself, feeling safe in the community where he had lived his entire life. To him, this was just another ordinary walk, one he had taken countless times before. As Ethan turned the corner, two men wearing dark uniforms stepped into his path. They carried radios on their belts and held out badges that gleamed under the streetlight. "We're with the Neighborhood Safety Division," one of them said sternly. "You look suspicious. Where are you going?" Ethan froze, caught off guard. He explained politely that he lived nearby, but the men's expressions remained cold. "Come with us," they demanded, insisting that the homeowners association had given them authority to question anyone who seemed out of place. Ethan's heart raced. These men didn't act like real police officers, but they were forceful, and he didn't know what to do. He tried again to explain. His home was just down the street. His mother would be expecting him. He wasn't doing anything wrong. But the men ignored his words, treating him as if he were guilty of something. Fear welled up inside him as they guided him away from the sidewalk. His mind spun. Why was this happening in his own neighborhood, the place that was supposed to feel safe? At home, Maria, Ethan's mother, looked at the clock. Ethan was never late without calling, and something about the silence unsettled her. As a district attorney, Maria had learned to trust her instincts. She picked up her phone, calling Ethan's friends, but no one had seen him since he left to walk home. Her chest tightened with worry. Without hesitation, she grabbed her car keys, determined to find her son. She had faced courtroom battles with criminals far stronger than these streets, but tonight felt different. Tonight, it was her own child who needed her. When Maria finally spotted Ethan, her breath caught in her throat. He stood between the two men, their hands resting near his shoulders, as if ready to restrain him. Maria stepped forward, her voice calm but sharp. "What exactly do you think you're doing with my son?" she demanded. The men flashed their badges again, but Maria's sharp legal eyes recognized the flaws instantly. The badges were fake. The titles they claimed didn't exist under any legitimate authority. These weren't officers, they were imposters exploiting the HOA's name to intimidate residents. Maria's demeanor shifted in an instant. "I am the district attorney of this county," she said firmly, her tone leaving no room for argument. The men faltered, their false confidence cracking. Maria pulled out her phone and dialed the real police, her gaze never leaving the imposters. Within minutes, squad cars arrived, sirens cutting through the night. The fake officers tried to stammer excuses, but the truth was laid bare. Ethan was released into his mother's arms, and the men were taken into custody. The neighborhood gathered, shocked that such a bold act of deception had happened right on their streets. Later that evening, Ethan sat beside his mother, still shaken but grateful. Maria held his hand and reminded him that true authority is built on honesty, not fear. The community soon learned the full story, and neighbors began to question who they trusted to keep them safe. Ethan realized how fortunate he was to have a mother who not only fought for justice in the courtroom, but also stood fiercely by his side when he needed her most. And Maria, though proud of her victory, carried one reminder in her heart. Even in quiet neighborhoods, courage and vigilance were the strongest shields of all.